This is a reminder for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Luckily, I'm still standing up.
Umar, just for the viewers, mate, I didn't realise how deep it is. Can I just let everybody know that Umar has just fallen down a hole, right?
Should we show him?
Yeah, one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Right? Look how deep that is. Where were you? On this side or that side?
This side.
No, this side.
Damage is here, it's all smashed
Mate,
up, look.
so I've heard something, someone's gone down, all I saw was a pair of legs in the air, and I was actually concerned that it was someone that I care about, and then I realised it was you. Mate, that was actually, potentially, we'll swan back over here, that was actually quite bad.
Can you imagine if that was a fight?
Did it hurt, honestly? Because you got up so quick and you went like that, ha 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 ha. But sometimes you do that when you're hurt and you go, ha ha ha, fuck, and then you go backstage.
No, I'm all good.
It's a long way down.
It is. If
Well
I fell
done.
on my head, then
Mate, it would have been bad.
What?
You'd have been suing. Where there's a blame, there's a claim.
luckily you weren't one of his
Yeah,
fighters.
I know.
Yeah, Kid Galahad, is he made weight?
Yeah, he's 10 grams, 1 ounce over. So he's got to go and have a wander around. He'll make weight, no problem. Just the hat came off, the socks came off, the pants came off, and he was still 1 ounce over. So just gonna have it. He said he was fine on his scales, so he'll just have a wander around. Reweigh, he's got 2 hours, won't be a problem.
Pretty intense up there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Kiko, he's big Kid Galahad, isn't he? I mean, I know Kiko. Don't forget, Kiko's last fight was at Super Feather, and the fight before that was at Super Feather against Zelfa, who's much bigger, of course, than Kid Galahad. But Kid Galahad looks like a lump as well. Kiko in great shape. I think we're going to get a good fight. I know that people perceive it to be a homecoming defence, all that, but Kiko's going to give it everything. It's going to be a real handful. And you saw him. He took everything from Zelfa Barrett in a great fight. At a much higher weight. And I think we'll get a good fight.
That central area fight feels like a big fight.
Yeah,
now.
it does. Well, we just doubled up the money for the KO bonus, and I just like those 10-round fights. I think they're really good and really important for the card, where you can get to a situation where you've got two guys that get the opportunity to fight on global television, and just in a life-changing moment. So that as well. Dante Dixon, a little bit of needle in that. I actually think the Chris Billam-Smith fight's going to be a good fight as well. Brigion's a lump. He's up for it, and I think Baumgardner against Harper is an absolute humdinger. She's so up for it, Alicia, and it's a really dangerous fight. It's going to be an all-action, really good fight.
Golovkin and Murata, talk to me.
Yeah, done, unification fight. It's Taken and Japan over there, so limited involvement for us other than on Dazn, of course, and just adds another massive show to the end of the year schedule. Kid Galahad, Terry Harper, Chris Billam-Smith tomorrow night, then Munguia against Rosado to follow that from the States. Then Demetrius Andrade against Quigley, 4 World Championship fights next weekend. Teofimo Lopez against Cambosos the weekend after that. Devin Haney against Jojo Diaz the week before, after that, with Bilbao the night before. Got a big show from Uzbekistan coming with Madrimov against Soro. Then we've got Conor Benn against Algeria with Katie Taylor, Joe Caldina. European title fight for Jordan Gill. Peter McGrath, we're actually slow to announce that. Apologies to people that are waiting. We'll announce that later today. And Chisora in the big card on the 18th. So massive end of the year. And then 10 days later, Murata against Golovkin. So really good, and already starting plans for January and February. So happy.
Let me ask about the 11th. So we spoke yesterday just before Eubank Williams was announced. Now, of course, they aren't going on pay-per-view. Firstly, do you think if you did that fight on Sky, would you have put that on pay-per-view?
Absolutely not. No chance, because it's not a pay-per-view fight. It's a really good fight, but that's why they didn't put it on pay-per-view. I probably shouldn't have opened my mouth and told them, but no, that's not a fight because to do a pay-per-view, you've got to be doing 250,000 plus buys or think you can do that. And that fight, it's a brilliant Saturday night fight night. Doesn't do half those numbers on pay-per-view. So they've done the right thing. I think it's great for boxing. Obviously it's up against our big show in Liverpool. But a lot of people messaging me about that. It is what it is. We've done it before because sometimes you can't get the venues. So got 2 great fight nights that night, and we'll be doing everything we can. So while we're a bit slow on the announcement because we're strengthening our card, and competition's good. So you've got Conor Benn Algieri, Katie Taylor, as I said, Joe Caldina, etc. Some big other fights, European Championship fights, and then you've got Eubank and Carissa Shields. So I think it's unavoidable clashes in boxing.
Do you think they've gone up against your Conor Benn fight on purpose?
Maybe. A lot of people have said that. I don't. I mean, it doesn't do anyone any favours really, because they're going to lose audience to us. We're going to lose audience to them. So, but no, I wouldn't have thought so. Because if they had a free date, you'd do it on that date because there's no competition. So we've got to make the best show we can make, give the most value for money. Hopefully everyone's sensible about the start times as well. But we'll start at the time that and if they want to have a conversation about that, if not, we crack on. It's, as I said, 2 great fight nights, and you'll look at the cards and see which ones you want to watch. Hopefully you can watch both main events, but we'll see.
Just want to ask you about some of John Skipper's recent comments. Have you seen them?
I think so.
Okay, so he spoke to a journalist and said that he admits it was a failure, Dazn, as it relates, as in the US, not globally. He says globally it's been a success, not just from a boxing standpoint. He considers the entire US venture to be a mistake. It was a miscalculation. What
If you look at his other quotes, he says because he believes other sports should have been added to the platform. I think right now, with the way the numbers are and the way they're stabilised, I think it's a huge success, Dazn Boxing. I mean, not only because the feedback from the fans, it's an unbelievable service, and I see it last week from my own eyes, hearing people talking about Dazn as a product. When you're talking about the schedule that we have, we talk about value for money. The US fight fans are consistently paying $80 a fight night. They did it 3 weeks ago. They did it on Saturday. They've got another one coming up.
Jake
Porter next weekend.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Back to back, and then you've got Jake Paul. It's madness. So people love Dazn because the value is next level. It's an unbelievable product. I think John Skipper's perception is they wanted to go in and attack the US market. He also bought a baseball product talk show that didn't really work. So I don't know. I mean, I think that John's mindset was probably to go in and make Dazn a ESPN. And we've had all these other sports, but right now in the US, although they have other sports, their main focus is boxing, and they've got a brilliant business over there now and a great platform. And again, you saw last night Golovkin get announced. We'll work to bring Canelo back in spring, summer. By far the best schedule in boxing on another level, and globally just an incredible product.
Let me just get your thoughts on this as well. He said the idea was always to use boxing to establish
that's the bit what I said, yeah.
And then secure rights to some portion of the top tier sports. That never happened. That was ultimately where the miscalculation was.
Well, that's what I just said, basically.
But can it happen? That's what I'm asking.
I don't think. I mean, look, my business is boxing. Right now, I know they have a huge subscriber base there. The business of boxing is working for Dazn in America, and that's all I care about. I want to make sure that, one, they're driving subscribers, two, they have a consistent subscriber base, three, they're delivering value for money, and not just for US fight fans, but using the US schedule to add value to the global subscriber base as well. So I think it's been a big success, and yeah, I think from John's perspective, I think that was probably his perception. I'm boxing, and right now Dazn sits there after 3 years stronger than it's ever been, I believe, and with its schedule, with its brand profile, its value for money, and aggressive, excited. Meetings in New York this week to talk about the schedule for next year. They're not going anywhere, mate. They're in this for the long run, and we're very happy with our partnership.
You believe you can become like a Fox or ESPN one day?
No, see, my business is boxing. Dazn are huge broadcasters all around the world. They're a global streaming giant. But in certain territories, they have massive rights. If it's Italy with Serie A, Germany, Japan, Canada, and some territories, boxing is their entry into that marketplace, as is in the US. That's a question for them. All I need to worry about is delivering a brilliant product for fight fans in America, which we're doing. We have a great subscriber base. Fight fans love the product. The schedule is the best in boxing, bar none, and I think they're really well placed.
How do you think the UK business is going in terms of viewership?
I mean, how long have we been going? 2 months, 3 months? So we started in September really with our first proper Saturday night fight show, and we're in November. So to be honest, we had a great start because the subscriber base after Billy Joe Saunders was huge anyway, but in a really good place. Viewership, as I said, our viewership is consistently better than our last show that was on Sky and some others as well. So I think we're in a great place, and really the key for us is the end to the year and this schedule starting now of 10, 11 events leading up to Christmas. If you're a fight fan, you have Dazn, unquestionably. And then when you go into Conor Ben Algieri, Katie Taylor, Joe Cordina, etc., and then you go into the big Chisora Parker show back to back, unbelievable value for money. Don't forget, you paid £20 for Chisora Parker just a few months ago. Now you've got a bigger card and you're paying $7.99 for a month of boxing, which will include Teofimo Lopez against Kambosos, Haney against Diaz, Conor Ben, Katie Taylor, Chisora Parker, massive card. The value's unbelievable. So I think we're in a great place.
What time do you start tomorrow on Dazn?
We're streaming from 5 p.m, something like that, and the main card starts at 7 p.m, and we'll see you there. Don't miss it.